Hello. Well, I am delighted to report, eventually, after many months and a lot of trial and tribulations, yesterday I was able to go up to the Honda dealer in Edinburgh, pay for my MOT, collect the magic certificate, and bring the Zoomer home. Now, as any of you will know who followed my previous videos, this has been a bit of a long haul. And the bike originally went in for its MOT back in October, and it is now middle of February. In October, it failed for excessive rear play on the rear wheel, and also problems with the headlights and the rear light. Now, the light problems were because I'd left in cheapy LED bulbs that had degraded and hadn't bothered for the sake of a few pounds to swap them out. So that was a lesson learned. The play in the rear wheel was obviously more serious. The garage quoted me £400 for parts, £600 for labour to get that repaired. Now, I wasn't going to pay the labour costs. The price they quoted for the parts was right, that was okay. But the labour cost was not something I wanted to do. I mean, it's a hobby bike, the Zoomer. It's not, it's not life or death. And I decided to see what I could do to sort the problem myself. And as you'll know if you followed the videos, I needed to replace the swing arm, which was worn. I needed to replace the final drive gear, bearings, all that sort of thing. So we brought the bike back home in October, and then I ordered up the parts I needed. Now, a combination of the fact that they weren't standard parts you're going to pick off a shelf took a while for them to arrive. We also had COVID, and in Britain we also had Brexit, which caused big delays at the ports and things. So it took a while for the parts to arrive. It took a couple of months. Once they were here, we then got, as you'll see in the previous videos if you want to watch them, we got the swing arm and the drive gear and the bearings all eventually replaced and fitted back on the bike, which was great. Changed obviously out the headlight bulbs and the rear brake light, and aligned the headlights and everything. So that was great. Beginning of January, I was due to take the bike in the afternoon for its MOT, and in the morning I managed to fall over on the ice and break my wrist, which was another delay to things. I convinced myself the wrist was sprained and just took the bike up that day to the garage. It wasn't sprained, it was broken. So basically the bike's been stuck at the garage ever since January. They were kind enough to keep it for me and to look after it, which was good of them. They didn't have to do that. After that, what happened? Well, then I got a call from the garage to say, yep, that's fine, all the work you've done is okay, that's all no problem, but there is an issue with the exhaust. They weren't happy with the noise the exhaust made. It was too loud. Now, I was a bit annoyed that hadn't actually been noted on the October MOT, because if it had been, I could have had another exhaust fitted and that wouldn't be a problem. But anyway, it wasn't. And to be fair, if you look at the rules of MOTs in this country, any replacement exhaust has to be near enough the sound level, within a reasonable, I think the description is a reasonable sound level of the original exhaust. And to be fair, the Leo Vince exhaust that was on the bike when I got it isn't. It is quite a loud exhaust. So, you can't really argue with it. Anyway, what the garage said was if I could provide a stock exhaust and show that I was going to change it, they were quite happy to pass the MOT. So I then had to go onto eBay, find somebody selling a stock exhaust and get that ordered and sent direct to the garage, which again I did. So all I had to then do was sit tight and wait for the wrist to heal. And on Monday this week, the plastic came off at last. And although it's a bit tender and a bit achy, I could use it to ride the bike again. So up yesterday to the dealer in Edinburgh and collected the Zoomer. Had to pay my £29 MOT fee, and I got the certificate. And the certificate, I'm delighted to say, it shows no faults, no recommendations, nothing. It's a clear MOT certificate. Now, one point about that I would say is that if I've got a clear MOT certificate, then technically I don't need to change the exhaust at all until the next MOT comes round. But having said that, I'm going to play around with it anyway, which I'll show you a bit more about in a minute. So that's it. At last, after all these months, the Zoomer is safely chained up in the garage area down below. I'm going to do some bits and pieces to it once the wrist is healed a bit more. I mean, it's not really up to lugging bikes about just now too much onto stands and things, so I'm going to give it another probably week or two, and then we'll start doing some work. But what I'm going to show you first is just some bits and pieces I've got and what I plan to do next, and parts and things, some of which has been delayed for months because of the MOT problems, and other bits and pieces I've got recently which we're going to look at playing about with and see what happens. So let's have a look. So as you can see, I've got a selection of bits and pieces here. Some of these are projects that I was going to start months ago, some are new things that I'm looking at. So first of all, as I said previously, one thing I had to do in order to pass the MOT was get hold of a stock exhaust so the garage could see I had one and was prepared to change it. And this is the one I got on eBay. Now, this was £100, which included the delivery, and it's heavy, up to Edinburgh to the garage. And I have to say, the pictures on eBay didn't really do it justice. It's in excellent condition. It really does look almost brand new. I was thinking of just giving it a run over with some high heat paint, because I like things shiny and new when they're on the bike. I can't make up my mind whether I will or not. I mean, it's in that good a condition it hardly needs it, but I might just give it a touch up with the paint anyway. So this is the exhaust. Now, the one thing it's missing, as you can see, is the heat shield. So I went to David Silver Spares and one new heat shield and the rubber fittings and the screws needed to attach it. So we've got that, and it means that basically if the exhaust works, I mean, I'm not a fan of loud exhaust, so if I can take the Leo Vince exhaust off and replace it with the stock one and still get the slight performance increases that I'm happy with, then that's fine. The quieter exhaust can stay on. I'm quite happy with that. Loud exhausts are not necessarily my thing. If, on the other hand, it does affect their performance, then all I'm going to do is keep the Leo Vince exhaust on all year round, and as soon as it goes to MOT, we'll just stick that on. It'll pass the MOT. So that's that. So that's the plan. But I'm certainly going to put this onto the bike once the wrist heals up a bit. Put this onto the bike and just check the performance and see what happens. Because as I say, if it keeps the initial, because what I'm looking for really with the Zoomer isn't necessarily top speed. If I can go up to 30, 35, that's fine. You know, I don't need to go faster than that. I only use it round the town. The thing that the iMap showed me was that the key to having a Zoomer that actually is useful is not necessarily top speed. It is initial acceleration. And the iMap, with the settings we made to increase the fuel level to the engine, which again was shown in a previous video, made a huge difference in acceleration and takeoff, and it's really transformed the bike into one that is far more useful. You're not lumbering off from traffic lights at a terribly slow speed as it builds up. It picks up speed okay when it goes up hills and things. It's made a big difference. If the stock exhaust can go on and we can maintain that, then it'll stay on. If it doesn't, then we're going to have to swap about with the Leo Vince and just keep that one for MOTs in the future. Okay, so that's the exhaust. I got a couple of bolts off eBay to fit it on. I've got a new, what do you call it, washer thing for the end. Not a washer, there's a name for it, I can't remember offhand. So that's good to go. So I might give it a lick of paint, I might not. We'll see how it goes. So that was David Silver Spares, by the way. I would recommend. I've tried about 3 different suppliers of standard Honda parts. There was a place in Ireland, I think, called Nutjob IE. They were quite good. You used to get occasional discounts with them. I haven't seen anything for a long time. I don't know if COVID's affected them. And equally, of course, now with Ireland coming into Britain, you may have customs charges, because Southern Ireland is technically is another country. So you've got to be very wary of ordering from Europe now, or you can get hit with customs charges that weren't there before. I haven't used them for a while. Bike Parts Honda is the one that has the wonderful schematics on its site and things. Great. That's where I ordered the swing arm and thing from, but it took a long time to come. Now, that may just be the when I ordered it and what I ordered, I don't know. But David Silver Spares, if you're looking for genuine Honda parts for the Zoomer in the UK, are fantastic. Everything arrives within a week to 10 days. You can track the parcels. It's all clear on their website. Really good. I would recommend them. Genuine Honda parts. David Silver Spares. Okay, so what else have we got? Now, another video you'll remember I did before we took it back for the MOT is the centre stand. Now, the centre stand, if you remember on mine, was cracked. It was rusty. It had a big crack running down the side. So what I was looking to do, well, the centre stand bracket, I should say. This is the new bracket. The bracket on the bike has a big crack down the side and it's pretty rusty. So I thought, great, no problem. I'll just take the whole thing off, replace the bracket, use the centre stand I had. Well, of course, that, as you know from the video, didn't work, because the problem being that the spindle that holds the centre stand on was absolutely rusted and jam solid, and I couldn't get it out. That is a new spindle. Now, somebody suggested I could have just have taken this and got it welded and used the stand I had. Yes, I could. Great suggestion. But having been sitting around at home with COVID, furloughed off work with COVID for weeks and weeks, I've not really been spending any money. So I just thought, what the hell, I'm just going to buy a whole new centre stand for what it costs and a new spindle, which will go with the bracket that I bought several weeks ago. So we're going to put a whole new centre stand system. We're going to get that fitted onto the bike, take the old one off, and that should be a bit more stable, because the crack down here, this is almost completely split down here on the one I've got, and it's causing the stand to move a bit. So there's another project. New centre stand going on. Again, David Silver spares, very quickly delivered, no problems at all. Anything else? Well, you remember I mentioned I changed the light bulbs over to pass the MOT. I'd left in crappy ones when it went up for its MOT, crappy LEDs. They were obviously faulty over the year. They developed faults, and that was my fault. So for the MOT, I put a new LED light into the rear light, which was fine, and I put just normal halogen bulbs into the front headlights, just to make sure it passed. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take out the halogens and fit in LEDs, because they're much brighter, and on a small bike, especially out in the night time, you want to be seen. These are ones that were recommended, came off eBay, somebody else has used these. So these are LED bulbs. We're going to take out the, these are quite swanky. There you go. So we're going to take out the halogens, stick in the LEDs. Again, it's something, next time I go for a MOT, I will probably change out the bulbs in the rear and the headlights. These things are so cheap these days that it's costing you next to nothing, and it just avoids a silly fail like I had with an LED that wasn't working properly because it had been, it degraded over the year. And that was a mistake. I should have done that. So that's a lesson learned. If bulbs are cheap as chips, change them out. You'll not fail your MOT and something like that. What else? Well, the other thing we've still got these. Remember, I got these months and months ago. These are new indicators to replace the blocky ones that come with the bike. I'm still swithering about fitting these. I haven't even had a chance really, because of all the shenanigans, to look at how I'm going to fit them and how the wiring goes. I've got 4 of them. I might fit these, I might not. I like the style, I like the look. And again, these are LED, so that's fine. So that's something again to look at over the next few weeks possibly. The other thing I got a while ago was a cheap rev counter. Now I think I tried to buy this and it didn't work at all. But I'm not sure I'm going to put this back on. This was off Chinese eBay, I think, and it was about a tenner. Do I really need this now? I'm quite happy with the setup I've got. Probably not. So this was at a time when I was trying to test the iMap and see what it could do. I might put this on, I might not. The problem is it's quite heavy, and I may have to rebuild a new bracket for the control units. So I don't know if I'm going to put this on. We'll have a look at it though. It's another project. So that's it. As you can see, things to do coming up, which obviously I'll video as I'm doing them and let you see. But the good news is, the Zoomer is back, we're back in business, and the snow is all gone, and spring is in the air. Fantastic. So it's looking a bit more like scootering time is coming round anyway. So as always guys, thanks for watching. As always, thanks for following the torturous process of the MOT, which has lasted, 5 months. I appreciate all your assistance, your comments, your help, your support, everything. Thanks a lot, very much appreciated. If you can subscribe if you want to see more Zoomer videos, and like, that would be fantastic. It just keeps me interested and keeps the YouTube channel going. Thanks very much. I don't make any money out of it. I'm not looking to make money or anything like that. It's not what I do. I just do this for a bit of fun. So that's that. So anyway, thanks a lot. Lots more stuff coming up over the next few months, and we shall see you then. Thanks a lot, guys. All the best.